Good afternoon. It's July the 27th, 2016. Time to wrap up a trading day. Very, very slow trading today. We like the market. Our bias remains to the upside. We think it's going higher. Be surprised if we don't get a new close high today. May not make new contract highs. Our buy area was 55 to 57. Had that in your hands before the market opened. That low is 57. We did like the long side, although there's some great short trades right here before the market opens. This S right here would have been a scratch on a 3-minute trade. You could have lost on a 5-minute trade. That buy, that buy, that buy, that buy. All these monkey trades right here were profitable, and the market's going to close strong. So the biases to the upside. Why are we trading higher? Because the Fed wants the market higher. It's pretty darn simple. The software works. It gives you great signals. It's not perfect, but it tells you when conditions are right for the market to rally or sell or move sideways. And then when you put that into context with the early morning research, our bias was to the upside. We like the buy side. Thought we could get back up to the 65 area anyway. It works. So right now, if we're going to look at Monday's action, we on the F1 screen, an inside day might close stronger, might change that, might go to a higher low, higher high. Looking at the F2 screen, we're going to be looking at a P, pretty strong one. So we're going to find ourselves in the same situation on Monday that we were this morning. Sell failure to take out 2170. And then the next sell zone will be 74.79. On the buy side, the breakout came from 64. So 2160, we've played this one before. 63, that would allow them to get stops below the single print right here and retest this breakout. Dallas Fed is the only news we have on Monday, so we'll be looking internationally for the news. Munich, there is a terror attack. Supposedly 3 or more gunmen. Several people have been killed. We do not live in a safer place. Well, Matthew, how would you pick a buy or a sell area? We've got to give it a little bit of room for the explosiveness. I mean, right now, historically, we put a 74.50 out there to sell, but as erratic as this market is, give it a little bit of range. We don't have a lot of volatility, so 74.76 might work just as well as the 79, but I'm giving a little bit of extra room because if we get up there, the market is making new contract highs. It's not not likely that the market will sell come Monday without any news. But I mean, how do you go about picking spots to sell when we're making new contract highs? How would you do that? $75 is the market number. There will be profit taking at 74.50. Just because it's 21.75, so leaning against 75 is a potential sell. With our setups, not a place for a resting limit sell by any stretch of the imagination. You could have a resting limit sell at 21.69.50, and if we go through 21.70, you're wrong. That trade would work well. So Fibonacci levels, I mean, if you are conversing Fibonacci levels, do a Fibonacci projection, and that would be a way of getting it. I use volume. I try not to use anything I can't spell, which leaves stochastics and Fibonacci out. And it's just just the obvious. And if we get through 75, the next place to be a seller would be 99.50 and see what happens at 2200. They'll get stops above 2200. First round of profit taking will probably stop us just below 2200. Okay, 2-year auction on Monday. Higher low, higher high. Market again is really having a hard time at 32.12. That's pretty stout resistance. If we can get through that, we've got a shot to get up 133.8, 133.12 area, but we haven't been able to get through it yet. You can see right here, pretty well defined trading range, so we can buy weakness or we can sell failure to take out today's highs on the 10-year. Pretty square. We closed at one day session 132.04. So if you owned 132 calls, you got paid a couple of shekels. We saw a trading range today. We were could buy into weakness. We wanted to buy 25s to 29s on the F2, the lowest 29 on the note. So we had a sell at 11 to 15, and your high is 11.5. I mean, that's pretty accurate forecasting for 6:45 in the morning. First sell was 4 to 8. Coming out of the chute this morning, we had a high of in C period of 4.5, so you could have gotten 4s off. We had a low in D period of 01. Not a big trade, but again, you have these numbers in early in your hands, and if you get the setup on the software, you can take the trade. Okay, first sell 7 to 11. Second sell 15 to 19. Having a hard time getting through 12. On the buy side, we'll make it 01 to 29. 2-year auction is on Monday. Don't think they'll break the market, but we have seen weak markets on the 2- and 3-year auctions this year. It's not a guarantee like it used to be. And the reason is that everybody's pretty well satisfied that interest rates aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I don't have to hedge my positions. There is no risk in this. If I'm scared and can't hedge positions, I don't have to buy 2 to 3 years. I'll have plenty of time to get out. And that's what happens when you tamper and screw with the markets like the government has done. It is really almost impossible for the government not to screw up everything they touch, or at least burden it and slow it down. And how many government programs actually work as intended? Very, very few of them. What it does do is it keeps the drones off the streets and gainfully employed. Okay, resistance 1, 24 to 28. So we're selling 31s to 03s, sell 1. Then we'll pick up 15s to 19s, sell 2. Pick up this area over here. On the buy side, we've got support at 12 to 16. I'm going to make 1 to 5, buy 1. And then 21 to 25 for buy 2. 2-year auction, I don't expect the market to break, but we've had 2- and 3-year auctions where the market did sell. Gold was lower. Things look great. Risk off investments are out of favor because the stock market is trading higher. Sell gold. And this is what the F1 screen looks like. And inside day, so that implies a trading range come Monday. The F2 screen, got split information right there. Inside the congestion area, volume is certainly a P. Inside the congestion area, TPOs or time is leaning P, and then we have this 2-tick A tail up here. So resistance is 25 to 27. That's going to be sell 1, where we were this morning. Then 29 to 31 for sell 2. On the buy side, we had a 19 to 21 buy, so we'll make 19 to 21 buy 1, and 14 to 16 buy 2. The German terror attack hasn't had a lot of impact. You know, And I hate to say this, but this is becoming commonplace. I mean, it's like a bomb going off in Baghdad. Oh, okay. Must be a new day. We get complacent. It's not a part of the news cycle. It's not new news. We don't pay much attention to it. It's become an accepted way of life. And frankly, the powers that are in office right now that have created these situations like it that way. Means they're not being called on the carpet every day for not protecting their citizenry. And the number one job of any government is to protect their citizens first. And to maintain a civil society, you've got to have a law and order. That's why this taking democracies to the other part of the world doesn't work worth a damn. If you don't have a civil society, there's no way in hell it's going to work. And that's where those fools believe that, just the 2,000, 3,000 years of culture can't be overcome in one election. You have a patriarchal society, and you ain't going to change that in an election. Crude oil, lower high, lower low. Find a place to sell it. We've been looking for 44 for a long time. Finally got it. Definitely a B with very little lift, so everything's a sell. So this 44.50 area looms large. Our first sell is going to be 44 and a quarter, 44.50. And 44.75, 45 for sell 2. On the buy side, I'm going to lower it a little bit, so we'll put 43.25, 43.50 buy 1. I think we're headed for 42.50, and we'll adjust come Monday. It's probably a little deep. 42.50, 42.75 for buy 2. When futures start to move, they don't screw around. They move in a hurry. And the euro, we finally got through 110. We've been talking about that probably for 2 weeks now. Markets don't go straight down. Sometimes it takes a while to get there. So F1 and F2 are going to show lower prices. On F1, lower high, lower low. That should give us a test of today's low and our lower prices. I don't think any piece of news coming out of Europe can turn things around, but you never know. We'll have to see come Monday morning. And Monday mornings, for the convenience of governments and bankers and the rest of it, they've got all major news announcements pretty much on Tuesdays through Fridays now. So, right here we are, 110 even, sell 1. That's close. 10.25, sell 2. On the buy side, I think we can get through 9.75, so we'll put 9.50 out there for buy 1. And then 9 and a quarter for buy 2. And we'll see if that actually happens. Hey, what a week. It's been a good week. We had some really, really good calls this morning. I always like that, of course. Hopefully you were able to profit from that. And I will see you bright and early in the morning, Monday. And I will prepare for a very hot weekend in Wichita. And you probably have this thing coming your way. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll come back and answer questions right here when I get everything up and posted and started that way.